to start somewhere. It has to start sometime. What better place than here? What better time than now?
You know, fit hit the shan and whatever, so that's probably gonna be the main topic for today. We were gonna beat up on Jews, but
What's up, people?
yeah, so anyway, this may or may not be the last podcast that we do. But it's going to be part of our final series, I guess, you know, so for the 5 fans that are listening.
Yeah, but also it's not just going to be the final podcast of this. Sure, if it was the final podcast of this, I would do podcasts, Dave would do podcasts, still support.
Probably, but they don't allow mobile phones or computers in the French Foreign Legion, which is what we're going to get into. So
Yeah, we're going to get to that.
So, yeah, I don't know, where do you want to start with this?
Well, we haven't been on the air for quite a while, so...
Yeah, what were we talking about? Something about Great Walls and Sticks, but, oh yeah.
Yeah, we were just trying to get some food, nigga.
Yeah, that's true.
I really don't think we were talking about anything last time we were on, but now we have a lot of topics to discuss. First topic of which is, tomorrow, Dave's going to Texas.
Yeah, I'm going to Texas.
He's going to go to, what city?
El Paso.
El Paso, Texas.
Oh, just spilled beer on you.
El Paso, Texas is awesome. One thing you definitely have to do when you're down in El Paso is check out some of the barbecue joints, man.
Well, I have about $40 in my pocket right now.
Some fucking hot brisket in El Paso. I'm telling you, man.
So, yeah, basically, not to go into a whole lot of detail, but, yeah, like I said, you know, shit hit the fan or whatever, so, while most people, you know, who have a midlife crisis, even though I am 25, would go out and buy, like, you know, an 87 Camaro, or, you know, I don't know, well, you're in your mid-30s, what do you do in a midlife crisis?
Punch you in the face, because, first of all, I'm past, if you're having a midlife crisis, I can't be middle-aged, so...
That means you're old.
I was kicking ass when I was your age. I don't know what you're doing, but I was kicking ass when I was your age.
Well,
Second of all, if I was gonna have a midlife crisis right now, I'd probably just jump straight into some fucking national forest in like Oregon, or maybe even somewhere like more tolerable, somewhere in California. Just like sustainably live.
Doing what?
Nothing, picking my ass in the woods, nigga. I don't got no responsibilities, no utilities, I'll eat my children. I don't really. There's no. When you're a wild man, you're a wild man. So
that is true.
That's what I would do. I would be a wild human being. I would be what we're supposed to be.
Right. So
that would be my midlife crisis. But I'm only 34, about to turn 35, and.
Yeah,
I'm not even middle-aged. I thought I wasn't going to live past 25.
Neither did I. And
once once I did, I realized I'm going to be one of those motherfuckers that doesn't die till they're like 107.
And that's really the curse of it all, because I've thought the same thing. And so, like we were saying, you know, people with midlife crises, they usually, you know, buy a sports car, or, I don't know, move to Havana or something. But...
Allegedly.
And allegedly what I'm doing is I'm actually, dipping out to Texas for a little bit, but then I'm also dipping out to join the French Foreign Legion. So that's probably going to be the basis of our talking points for this show, why that happened. And
yeah, what the fuck is the French Foreign Legion? Why would you do that? What the fuck is the matter with you? Where did your patriotism go? He's an expat now, ladies and gentlemen. He's an expat.
Not quite yet. While I'm in El Paso, I mean, that is right next to the Mexican border, so I might be able to go join my fellow countrymen, other white Hispanics and whatnot, if you
Go be an
If you-
expat in Thailand, man.
Nah, I don't like Thai food. I'm not really a noodle guy.
Thai pussy.
But anyway, so yeah, shit at the fan, and see, I have this weird ability to somehow like cheat death and avoid really bad situations, but then I always get fucked up by little small things. Like for example, I just got let go of 5 charges of DUI in the state of Maryland. Well, not state. I'm sorry, the Democratic People's Republic of Maryland. And at the same time, I was convicted of public drunkenness while trespassing on my own property. So I was talking to my friend out in LA the other day who thought I might, oh, hey man, take some time, come out here, see if this is what you want to do before you go throw yourself on a grenade or some Somalian's machete. And I was doing the thinking process.
You hear those rednecks in the background? Do you think they heard those rednecks in the background?
Oh, you mean that diesel truck gunning its motor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like jacked up to where it's like where you step into the vehicle is 5 feet off the ground. Diesel pipes, fucking probably like 7 or 8 pipes that don't even disperse exhaust. They're just there for looks. Like demon truck.
Yeah, and there's
Jack 'em up high. Fat chicks can't climb, nigga.
And meanwhile, there's a pit bull barking in the background.
No, those are beagles. Beagles
A
are
beagle.
the beagles are not the best dog. They're like Down syndrome dogs. Beagles are the Down syndrome dogs of the world. They're sweet. They're beautiful. They're loving. They will eat their own shit while going.
And interestingly enough, Charles Schultz comics about Snoopy. He actually joined the French Legion, so we got a lot of similarities going on right now. And while I
fuck Snoopy, nigga. Snoopy was a Jack Russell, anyways. He said he was a beagle. Show me a beagle that's just white and black like that. I'll show you a million Jack Russell Terriers that look exactly like that dog, just way smaller.
All right,
That wasn't even a beagle.
While I smother this beagle back in the background. All right.
Society.
So I don't know, where were we? Something about me.
Yeah.
Jumping
Apparently,
on the grenade.
you're an expat now. So what's up?
I am almost, and yeah, we'll see. I was thinking
What's
other
up,
day.
ladies and gentlemen? David Myers isn't America anymore. You gonna start hating or you gonna start loving?
Indeed, and actually, we need to get a call on in this episode. I think we could probably manage that, but we're gonna first.
I'll get a call on here.
We're gonna get into the reason why. Well, see, my friend Damien from California, he said that I should reconsider things, and I did for a second. And actually, I turned on the TV one morning, and it was on MSNBC, and so that probably was the same morning after I got arrested for trespassing on my own property. And I saw Chuck Todd, and he looks like somebody who just tried out for a Shakespeare play and got rejected, so now he's a reporter for MSNBC. But let's look at the other things that we got going on. We got artists like Bruce Springsteen, well, if you want to call him that, artists like Bruce Springsteen canceling concerts because of gender-neutral bathrooms, and we have a Dear Lives Matter movement, as if the Black Lives Matter movement wasn't ridiculous
You
enough.
brought that in way too early, man.
No.
Dear Lives Matter is
Dear
for later
Lives-
on in the episode.
Yes. Apparently we have an overpopulation of
The world is shitty, but you gotta bring these people in slowly. So, like, what the
The
fuck
deer.
is the French Foreign Legion? A lot of people aren't
Alright,
even
alright,
gonna know
well,
what the fuck that is. I don't even
ex-
know. I barely know what the fuck that is.
That is actually a good point. Most people don't know. It's one of those things that, well, apparently back in 1823, I believe, might be 1828, but in the early 19th century, apparently France had a lot of vagrants and hobos and people playing, what do you call those? Accordions and stuff on the street, and they really wanted to get rid of them. So
Skin flutes.
skin flutes as well, and they wanted to get rid of all that stuff. So they created the French
Upright
Foreign Legion
accordions.
to get rid of vagrants from the street and send them to die so that no French blood could be spilled. However, now it's more of a second chance army of expats and
That's what I'm saying, expat, man.
Yep.
Which I'm not trying to disrespect you when I say expat. That's fine. You can be an expat, but that's gonna create you're gonna be an expat. Once you join that, you are an expatriate American. You may still have all the rights of an American citizen. You may still be an American citizen, but you decided to give your life to another country's causes. Even if they're the same causes, you're still an expat. That changes your structure in American society, and I just was curious how you feel about that. Not that I don't feel any different way about it. I'm just for general population's view. Once you become an expatriate by joining another government establishment, even if it's for the same causes, you're an expat. Like people who just want, like I just like it in fucking. Shanghai better. It's awesome. I want to be, I want to live there. Just like do computer programming. Once you live somewhere else, once you fight for somebody else, once you work for somebody else, you're an expat. So how does that make you feel as right now, you're a full-blooded American citizen. How does it make you feel to become an expat?
Well, here, let me just take a second. I have a folder on this. It's about 2 inches by 4 inches. Let me open it up. But can you see how many fucks I give in there?
Real niggas come prepared.
Actually, it's your daughter's homework, and it says a map of the Northeast region. But the point I was trying to say is that
also
0 fucks.
It's
have been given.
100%, but it's not right. So our education system has problems. But anyways.
Yeah. That's the truth. So I'm going to Texas and then France, and probably going to either kill a bunch of Muslims or die at the hands of. Well, seeing how.
What are you going to try to absorb from France?
That's where you go to join.
Right. But
they send you off to
okay, and that's what I'm saying. We got to slow this fucking process down, okay? We just explained to people what the French Foreign Legion is.
Okay,
so we kind of explained. Is there anything else you want to explain about what it is? What is the French Foreign Legion?
Well, basically, it's a professional army that's not patriotic. It's not I wouldn't call it a mercenary army. It's a chance for people to get a second chance.
Do they get any of their orders from the UN?
No. Well, yeah. Well, unless France was ordered to, but.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
but generally
but
it's from the French monarchy,
right? And it's not like it used to be. They don't accept traitors, criminals, murderers, things like that. Granted, that whole DOI situation that's probably not going to bear any weight, but they become a lot more streamlined. They're very much integrated with the French army now, and basically it's a remnant of its past. It's kind of a relic, but it's still foreign nationals who come over to find a second chance because, stuff kind of got fucked up in their previous lives. Like me. But, anyway. There are 13 regiments, I believe. Most of them are based in France, but then there's also some on Cape Horn near the Suez Canal and the Red Sea.
And a regiment is
French Guiana.
a whole like group.
It's a group, yeah.
Everything equally divided. They have some guns, some infantry, some scouts, some this, some that. It's a localized group of. So they have 40 some separate groups that are a whole. Unit of soldiers that go out and help. I'm sure they help different things, probably, right? They help the U.S., they help the UN, they help,
Right, well, like we were talking in the show prep, I mean, there are, like I said, there are 13 regiments. Some of them are infantry, some of them are armored cavalry troops. Some of them are obviously in charge of recruiting, and there is a special division of paratroopers. But the main thing is that in total, there are about roughly 7,000 to 8,000 soldiers serving in the French Foreign Legion and are currently deployed in places like Afghanistan, Mali, North Africa, and also the northern part of South America. So, really, well, hey, anything's, I mean, like, you just heard that dog barking and a weed whacker, and we got a diesel truck with 5 pipes that doesn't do a damn thing, and so that
Right?
could be a better change of
Exactly.
scenery. So, yeah, anyway, yeah, so this could be one of our last podcasts, and I might be throwing myself on a grenade sometime soon, or actually, it'll probably be like,
Or you could have some kind of fucking super cool experience and come back
that would be
and have so much more to contribute to this country.
that would be the ideal thing, but considering my luck, I will probably dodge about 10 machetes
Well, considering
and
your luck, you haven't died yet, man.
and 120 AK-47 bullets, but I'll probably get blown up by a Cheerio box filled with a grenade by a 13-year-old Somalian. But anyway, we
Okay, so if you are going over there to, you know, kind of join, it's not a mercenary team. It's an army. It's a subdivision of their main army, and it helps alleviate problems that are less brought to the attention of most of the world. So, what would you feel like your job would be? What would you be best suited for? As far as like, okay, you're a part of this kind of sub-secular army, and you would be best suited to do what? You would be, you know, logistics, you would be gunnery, you would be, what would you do? What would you like to do the most? Not necessarily, I know they're going to put you where they're going to put you, but where would you like to be in that structure?
kill Muslims.
That's not nice to say. You can't fucking say that. You can't fucking say kill Muslims.
Sure.
I know. That's a whole part of the thing.
Now, how would that look on a resume?
Going
Can you
to
imagine
kill
Eric at the
Muslims.
State Country Club being like, "So I see you have background experience,
Right, but in
and
what capacity?
management, Burger King, and killing Muslims."
Be a little bit more awesome
Oh.
in your description of how you're going to kill the Muslims. Okay, so like, I can kill Muslims with a gun, or I can kill Muslims because I know how to weaken a bridge, and as soon as their convoy is coming across it, the bridge fucking explodes and falls in the sky. What would you do specifically? Or like, if I was going to join, and I never would, because Scott Beebe don't fuck around like that. There's no
fuck around like that.
There's no military in my bloodstream. However, if I was, I'd be training your MP dogs. I can train some MP dogs. I will make that dog, I'll say, Sprickety 9, and it will jump and bite you in the mouth. But I'm just, that's where my question was going for you. Mm-hmm. You're literally doing this. What is your area of expertise that you feel like you can contribute to them? Go.
Well, thank you for brushing your hand across my knee. But, it did get my attention. So, well, actually, one of the things that's different from the Legion compared to, for example, any of the branches of the U.S. military is that it's not quite so specialized. So even if you ended up if you ended up being a clerk or an administrative assistant or something,
right? You gotta fucking clean toilets the day you get there.
That's correct, but also
then
you will be.
Where are you gonna be?
You're gonna be jumping out of an airplane. Everybody jumps out of the airplane.
Okay, and then everybody does that. So you do that, and then you do what?
Well, it depends, because what they do, and the interesting thing about it is that it doesn't matter. You're like, for example,
I don't say what. I'm not asking you what you think they think your strength is going to be. I'm asking you what you think your strength is going to be. What you think. Not what they think your strength is going to be, or what they're going to try to mold you into based on very preliminary, like, yeah, first you got to clean toilets, then you got to jump out of a plane, then you got everybody's got to do the same amount of shit. But then once everybody does the same amount of shit, they say, oh, fuck, this person is really good at this. What is your goal? Like, what would be your dream job as far as, like, if, and it's not going to, but if everything played out the way you would like it to play out from the time you get there till the time you decide I'm done and I come back, what would be your main job?
Kill Muslims.
God. This show is so Benny Hill. I can't.
But anyway,
take it.
so, yeah, we're, well, I don't know. There's got to be something else we can talk. Basically, all right. So Dave's going to France and probably gonna jump on a grenade or come back, and someday I'll be sitting on Scott's porch.
Dave is awesome. Dave is an awesome American who has no plan, so he just decided, I'm gonna go international. That shit works out sometimes. Don't hate on a nigga.
Yeah, so someday maybe we'll be coming back and be drinking 40s of Hurricane, and after I've wiped the blood off the floor, that.
But only on Sundays. It's not like we're alcoholics. Okay, so anyways, have you heard about this fucking NASA shit?
No, I have not. Please explain, sir.
Okay, well, we have some amazing space exploration science to discuss. In my opinion, it's amazing. So, there are two people involved in this. The first person is Stephen Hawking. Everybody knows who Stephen Hawking is. The second person is a little less known, but also very well known. He's a Russian billionaire. His name is Yuri Milner. Okay, and he did the, what was that, the 2047 composition, where that's where they think that technology is going to attain consciousness. What did you say?
The technological singularity.
The singularity. Like Carl Sagan came up with this idea of the singularity where there's going to be Carl Sagan and Ray Kurzweil. Mm-hmm. I think Ray Kurzweil was the founder of the word singularity, but because Sagan had an idea that technology was going to become consciousness, and then Kurzweil called it the singularity. Apparently, there's a lot of scientists throughout the world who believe this is an inevitability and based on exponential growth of mechanical intelligence, this is going to happen in 2047. Well, this guy who has billions and billions of dollars funded an exposition of these people, of these geniuses, of these scientists, and it was the 2047 composition. And so this guy, that was the first time I ever heard of this guy. I was like, oh, Yuri Milner, okay, he's a billionaire, he wants to, he also has been kind of under the table working with Stephen Hawking. Everybody knows who the fuck Stephen Hawking is. Him and Stephen Hawking have come up with this way that we're going to get to the next star.
Well, explain a little bit about that.
Okay, well,
how does that whole thing work? How do we get to the next star?
Where have we gone thus far?
Well, I went to the
Sheetz gas station. I know you went to Sheetz. I went to Sheetz. As a species, as a civilization, we've been to the moon.
Apparently. And allegedly.
Physically.
Oh.
No, I mean like physically.
Oh, okay.
Physically, we've been to the moon.
Okay.
It took a long time to get there. I mean, maybe some people would say it didn't take a long time from when we decided we had to get there to when we got there, but like, regardless, it took a lot of resources and a lot of, brains clashing together to get there.
Indeed.
We got to the moon. We went there, not a lot of times compared to the amount of times that you would think we would have cities there now. Well, we went there a few times and we decided, like, space travel's really difficult. It's probably not best to try to use living things to do space travel. So now we have a Mars rover.
Mm-hmm.
For, like, a long time. I mean, like, I think that thing's like 16 years old, man. I mean, it's
that is pretty
really
old. I remember that from, like, my 5th grade yearbook, and what they said was, like, some kind of evidence of life was actually, like, I don't know, like...
I've seen a lot of amazing things. Like, it's definitely given us an insight on what's going on in the Martian environment. I mean... we found ice on Mars, we found underground water on Mars, we found fossilized bacteria on Mars, which, I mean, that literally proves extraterrestrial existence. I mean, there's fossilized bacteria on an alien planet. It's not just going to be Earth is completely populated. One bacteria survived on fucking Mars, and the rest of the infinite universe is empty. It's not going to be that. That's not going to be the scenario.
Yeah, probably not.
However, regardless, we have this Mars rover. It's up there. It's cool. The next thing people really wanted to go to was Venus. It's really more gassy than anything else. It's not
there's
like
storms. There's a lot of rain.
yeah, we don't feel
I mean-
like there's like a great potential for life there or anything else.
No, you
It's
could
like
just
no
go
reason.
down. You could just go down to Louisiana. I mean, like have the same thing.
I mean, it's basically just because it's the next closest one with the technology we can get to. So, Yuri Milner and Stephen Hawking were like, fuck that. And they came up with this fucking technology where you take, I want to say it's Mylar, but it's like some kind of metallic, chemical based parachute. Attached to the parachute is a small computerized device that shoots laser beams at the parachute. Those laser beams, lasers are light. Light is energy. It pushes the metal forward in a zero gravity environment. So you exponentially increase the amount of speed based on constantly exposing this metal to a certain wavelength of laser light beams. NASA, who I think is the one that designed the technology, is not the main funder. There's a lot of main funders like Yuri Milner, and I'm sure Stephen Hawking's putting a little bit of his money into it, and undisclosed funders. However, they have the technology, and these are the people like, okay, a lot of things sound great on paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want somebody to make something good on paper, Stephen Hawking is one of the people you want to make sound good on paper. Like, if he's legit saying that shit sounds good on paper, according to them, this craft, which is just composed of a very lightweight, some kind of chemical metallic sail and a small computer device that shoots lasers, can travel 20% of the speed of light. Which in turn,
How fast is that exactly?
I will look that up. I don't have that on, but we'll look it up. But I do have some statistics for you that it would take more than 30,000 years to make it there with our technology. Okay, by lasers sending things 20% of the speed of light, it means that just over 20 years after the launch of this vessel, it would get to Alpha Centauri. So, I don't know if you're better at math than me. I'm sure there's a lot of listeners that are better at math than me.
Well, there's only 5 of them, so, you know.
If it would take 30,000 years to get there with today's technology, but we're moving at 20% of the speed of light, and it takes 20 years to get there, doesn't that mean that
It would take 20 years to get there?
it's 1 light year away, right? Wouldn't that make it
right.
1 light year away? Because we're
Right.
20% of the speed of light, it takes 20 years to get there. 1 light year,
Mhm.
20% of
Yep.
1 light year is 20 years, right? So
Yep, that sounds about right.
yeah, so that's how ridiculously fast, but that's exponentially. Okay, so it's not blasting off at that speed, and it's not starting off at that speed. It takes, but in the course of 20 years, based on the technology and how physics work, this thing will get to the next star, the next major star in 20 years, which will teach us so much more about our universe and teach us so much more about how the universe works, because we'll have seen everything between there and here. It's recording the whole time.
Mhm.
It's not just recording when it leaves and when it gets there. It's recording lots of things about space and time. So, it's not just something that's, an idea somebody had. Like, apparently, it's in such a state as far as, something that they could literally send up tomorrow.
Mhm.
They're not going to, but it's close enough in the experimental stages that they're willing to go on stage and say, like, yeah, we created this thing, we designed this thing, it's going to work, and it will get us 20% of the speed of light. I mean, people could never go on there, but don't you think that's amazing that we can actually literally go to the next star and record some shit?
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. We're about to break the diverge between intergalactic space travel, and meanwhile, at the same time, on our same planet, we are dealing with Dear Lives Matter.
Dear Lives Matter. It's a hashtag, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Dear Lives Matter.
And hashtag Black Lives Matter as well. We all, obviously care about that kind of thing. So, anyway, this is running up on the end of our time limit, and we have about 20 seconds before this thing cuts off. So, yeah, I'm going to Texas, and then maybe France. Scott is probably going to stay here.
I'm just going to kick it live and direct from the dirty sewers of nitty-gritty Mon City. Keeping it real for y'all people. Working hard, raising children, doing what I do. Trying to expand the universe.
Yep, and other than that, I don't know if we have any other special announcements. I don't know. Fuck the FCC.
From episode 1. I love you, man.
Indeed, I love you
Fuck
too.
the FCC.
That's why I thought you brushed up on my knee earlier.
It's not all like that, son.
So, yeah. Hey, YOLO, as the kids say.